Hello and welcome to Random Fandom Chats. I'm Dee Dee.
I'm Tandra.
And this is Annabeth. Here we talk about anything and everything fandom related, sci-fi, fantasy, superheroes from TV, movies, books, comic books, games.
Pretty much anything and everything that we can possibly think of. We have a whole box full of topics, as a matter of fact. And we'd like suggestions from you guys as well.
Today's topic is going to be about The Greatest American Hero, which was a TV show on the early 80s,
Yeah, ran from 81 to 83. It actually had the first season was only like 8 episodes. And then it had a full second season.
And then the last season was only like,
13 episodes. Yeah, so it was kind of a short-lived TV series.
Unfortunately, they didn't really give it much of a chance, but I always thought it was a really good show. I remember you showing it to me when I was little, and I really liked it, even though, I mean, it's campy, like everything in that time period. It's pretty campy and silly in a lot of ways, but it was good. It was mostly made to be a comedy.
Yeah, it was done by Stephen J. Cannell, who did a lot of the shows of the same time frame, and very similar to a lot of the shows that were made around that time, period. If you have guns and shootouts, nobody actually dies, no blood or bullets or anything like that.
And of course, like, the bad guys were always like communists and, and anything
terrorists
dealing with Cold War type stuff. Like there was an episode where they have to stop this like deadly virus from being released. That's done so many times.
Very, very typical plots of the era. But it was very campy and very silly. The main premise of the show, for those of you who have never seen it, is basically
the school teacher,
high school
teacher, right?
Ralph Hinckley, who later became Ralph Hanley, because of
some controversy.
When the show was being done, right around that time, President Ronald Reagan had an attempted assassination on his life by John Hinckley. So I think they thought maybe it was a good idea to change
we should probably change his name.
But anyway, he ends up getting out into the desert, and aliens, a spaceship, very close encounters kind of spaceship, comes down and basically gives him a space suit, a special red suit.
Kind of cheesy looking.
Yeah, and the FBI agent, played by Robert Culp, also is out there too, because basically they become partners. And, in solving crime, you have an FBI agent's gonna,
But the aliens give him this suit, and it basically gives him superpowers. The only real 3 I remember is super strength. He can sort of kind of fly a little bit.
Oh, he always had trouble flying. That was one of the things, is he lost the instruction booklet the first day he gets the suit, and so he doesn't really know how to work it.
And of course, this is days before you could just look up PDFs on the internet, so he's a little bit lost.
Yeah, so he has no clue what he's doing, and so he crash lands constantly, and he really
doesn't know how to control when powers emerge. He can also turn invisible, I think, too.
Yeah, he does that. When he concentrates on it, he can manage to do that. He can also kind of see,
kind of like X-ray.
Or like into the future. Like he can kind of look like in rearview mirrors, and like if he holds something from somebody, he can maybe see what's going on with them right then.
Jedi
kind of
sense.
Yeah, kind of. But these are things that develop over time and all that, and it's meant to be kind of campy and a comedy. It's got a lot of humor in it, because the whole
a lot
idea,
more humorish than even other superhero stuff at the time, which were funny. But this was mostly made.
It was made to be funny. Definitely, it was definitely made to be funny.
So you got this school teacher who gets a fancy suit from aliens and has powers all of a sudden, doesn't know how to control them, and he has the FBI agent who helps him be a superhero and helps him out a little bit, and the girlfriend was the only other real constant character.
There was another, he had a girlfriend who eventually...
His Lois Lane, if you will.
Fiance, I think he married her during the show. She was a lawyer, and she finds out about the suit pretty early on as well, and she kind of helps them on their little adventures or helps keep things going. He has a class full of kids. They're basically the troublemakers in the school.
The delinquents, the one nobody ever wants to, do much with, so he has to deal with them and trying to set them on a good path.
And of course, none of them know about his suit or anything like that.
They just think he's their dorky teacher. Which actually, that's something that, even when I was little and watching the show, I always kind of appreciated how they really dealt with just like his normal everyday struggles as like a person, and just being a teacher of these delinquents and whatnot. Because something that's always kind of annoyed me with most superhero stuff is that they don't really deal with that fact. It's like yeah, they deal with some of their drama, you know, like Superman having the drama of, you know, having to work at the Daily Planet or keep his secret from Lois Lane, but they aren't, like, really real problems, in my opinion. Like having to do things like have a regular job to pay the bills or whatnot.
Well, yeah, because like a lot of times in Ralph's case, is he'll be planning something for his class or a field trip or them to be rehearsing a play or doing something, and that's really important to him, almost more important than doing whatever he has to do with the suit sometimes. And so sometimes he's very reluctant to go on these little adventures.
Because he still wants that normal life, right. And he still recognizes that this is an important aspect of his life and something he needs to do.
Right, and so he almost wants to take care of that more than he wants to do the suit stuff. I think there's even a couple of episodes in which he basically hangs up the suit and says, I'm done, don't want to do it no more.
Well, that's also another thing, is that a lot of times with superheroes, like, you have some subplots where they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to be a superhero or I don't know if I want to deal with the drama. But really, I mean, okay, yeah, we all talk about how it would be so cool to be a superhero or so cool to, you know,
I'm not sure.
have superpowers.
I don't know if it really would.
But in real life, we would probably get sick of it really easy. And he does. I mean, he does. He didn't choose this pretty much at all. The aliens were pretty much just like, hey, here's a suit. Go use it, pretty much.
Yeah, and they picked him, and they said, you're going to be the guy.
And he was kind of just like, but I don't want to, you know.
And he was a very upstanding, awesome, cool dude, and that's why they thought he should do it.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he wants to do it. It's like, yeah, okay, he's the type of guy that if he saw somebody in trouble, sure, he would help them. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he wants to put on a suit and go out of his way to do superheroing stuff.
He's this very geeky guy.
And that's a very human quality.
Right. And he ends up doing what he has to do because he's that person. That's who he is. But
he is a good person.
He is a good person. But, he almost has to literally be dragged into almost every adventure.
Which is why we have the FBI agent who is used to doing stuff like this, going into danger.
He's like, come on, Ralph, we gotta
no, I'm a school teacher. I'm not a superhero.
Yeah, and he's always, and of course, the FBI agent's constantly getting hurt and banged up and shot
because he's just a regular person, he doesn't even have gadgets like Batman,
Yeah.
I distinctly remember for like 4 episodes straight, he had like his hand like wrapped up because I think he like got it broken when he was like sparring with him or something.
He was doing something.
And yeah.
Well, and even in the opening credits, which has the awesome theme song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I'm not going to sing the whole thing.
But, I mean, that song is super popular. But, even the opening credits, one of the scenes is him limping on a crutch, because, he's constantly getting hurt. So, yeah, that happens all the time. And then, of course, the girl, typical early 80s...
I mean, she was cool in the sense that she was a lawyer, and she was kind of like the heart of their group, the face of reason in a lot of ways. But a lot of times, she was also the damsel in distress.
Or she was just the one kind of...
just hanging around.
She didn't do a lot of really important stuff for most of the plots. I mean, she kind of kept Ralph grounded a little bit, and she helped intermediate between him and
I don't remember the FBI agent's name.
All of a sudden, I forgot it.
It probably says on the back of the
thing. I know it, but all of a sudden, my brain went bye-bye there. Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Maxwell. And she would kind of intermediate between them. And
because their personalities clash a lot.
They did, because Bill was always gung-ho, on fire, let's go get him, whatever.
And he was just like, no.
And Ralph was more like, no, I think I'm just going to move back over here. And then she'd be like, usually on Ralph's side, but then sometimes she'd be like, yeah, we really
we need to do this, come on.
It's a fun show to just, if you just want to have something just to sit and watch, and as a kid,
it was awesome.
I'm telling you, as a kid, I mean, I was a teenager when it came out, so I was, still kind of kiddish,
older, but
and I remember, it was just one of those shows that it just kind of makes you feel good about the world and stuff, and you kind of sit there and watch it, and you go, yay! And
you get like the superhero action without all the dark drama.
And if you like stuff that doesn't show a lot of the blood and gore and guts and everything that's real popular nowadays, it's definitely got that, because I think you don't need all that to make a good story or make a fun show.
Well, and they definitely relied a lot more on, like, because, like, even when, like, you have, like, shootouts or whatever, nobody would actually die.
Yeah, or Ralph, slams somebody up against a wall and,
Oh, he's fine.
They put him in handcuffs and take him away.
His spine isn't broken or anything. His skull isn't caved in. He's good. It's all good. It's
fine. So, it's one of those where, always has a happy ending, always works out good.
Everybody survives.
Yeah, even bad guys, and, so it's all good.
But, sometimes you want that. Like, okay, if I want my darker storylines and more realistic, I'll pick up my Batman comic books. I'm cool with that.
Right.
Obviously, but sometimes, it's good to just have a little bit more of a childish take on superheroes.
Right. In the 70s and 80s, a lot of the superhero shows, that was the format for them. And if you like any of those and you've not seen this one, I think it's worth
it's definitely worth a watch for sure. Actually, you could probably get the seasons pretty cheap online.
Oh, nowadays. I would almost guess. Yeah, I'm sure you probably, especially like on eBay or somewhere, I'm sure you could probably get it pretty cheap.
Actually, it might actually be on. No, it's not on Netflix because I
think it was on Hulu.
Yeah,
because one of them had it.
Hulu has some of the older stuff.
I think I watched one of the seasons not too long ago on Hulu or Netflix.
Don't you think, okay, obviously not now because she's older, but don't you think she'd actually make a good Lois Lane?
Connie, yeah, maybe. Connie Selko was really popular at the time. She was in several, different things. And
of course, he has that, like, curly white fro going on.
Yeah, typical late 70s hairdo. He actually, William Catt, he was actually the son of a famous actress who played Della, Perry Mason's secretary in the old Perry Mason black and white TV show. And she was an actor. I didn't see him do a lot after this, though, so I'm not sure. And of course, Robert Culp had been on many, many things before this. He was in the old, with Bill Cosby. It was an old, like, detective type show he was in with him. But Robert Culp had been around a very long time because, you always had to have that actor that kind of everybody knew and had heard of.
That one star character.
Right, and that was him. And then William Catt was relatively new at the time. But I don't know what else he'd done much after this. It was one of those things where it kind of just worked a little bit right then, and then
it was just like,
boop, that was it.
Bye.
But yeah, like I said, I think it's worth watching, and it's something you can share with your kids because kids would love it because they would put on the cape and try to fly around and do whatever.
Sing the theme song. You'll probably get sick of the theme song after a while.
Oh, it's too good of it. It's too good.
I never got sick of the theme song. Good of a song.
I don't think you're gonna get sick of that. Were you ready to pick out the next week's topic?
I would think so.
All right, let's see what we got going for next week.
Do you want to pick it out?
Nope. Go ahead.
All right. We're not quite done with the collage on our box yet.
Decorating.
You'll see it change and morph a little bit over time. Alrighty, let's see. We got a green one.
Ooh, okay. What's that gonna be? The colors don't really mean anything, by the way. They were random as well.
Supernatural.
Okay,
Supernatural.
So now we're going more into the more up-to-date stuff. All right, well, then that's one I don't know much about, so...
I know, I've only seen a little bit of it, so...
I'm not sure we're going to have much to say about that.
I might have to call up my friend Brittany and be like...
Yeah, get her on the phone.
Can you school me on Supernatural, please?
Yeah, something, because I haven't seen a ton of it. I mean, I don't think I've seen any of them yet.
Probably not. You probably wouldn't like it, to be honest.
All right.
But we'll talk a little bit about it. So if you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like what we talked about today, consider subscribing.
And if you have any suggestions for anything you'd like us to talk about at some future date,
we can write it down and put it in the box.
So appreciate it. Thanks.